against a Hayabusa, and Omega Esports lost that one. But let's see if it gets to the point again where, similar to the Novaria Selena combo, the poke damage just might be too overwhelming for Falcons to dive.
What makes this more dangerous for Falcons is the fact that TNC, not only are they good at map control, but they are winning fights. That Farsa best believe was worse
to Mobile Legends.
Maybe that's what you use the Valentina for here as we jump into the matchup. Once again, it's the battle of the skies here between the Phoenixes of TNC Pro Team and Team Falcons. Who will come out with a win, as both of these teams have been on a win streak lately, and so now it comes down to this in our last match for the evening. And again, make sure you guys grab your time zone credits while you can. The TZX MPL code, buy one, get one. Now looking at this, because we haven't seen the X-Borg just yet, how's that lane matchup against the CC?
Yeah, pure sustain there, and he goes for Spell Vamp. It's been a while since I've faced off against an X-Borg in lane. I'm trying to remember if it's just 50-50, because the CC does have the Vengeance and it's a flicker for the X-Borg, but the X-Borg can actually heal through the Spell Vamp or heal with the Spell Vamp, so it might actually be a bit of a 50-50.
Yeah, I think part of it too is just, what I want to see is how Flap's going to build it.
Yeah.
You know, part of it obviously is just that threat. When you use that Last Insanity, you're able to be that kind of AoE threat.
Yeah.
Might go ahead and mess up some of TNC's plans, especially with having a Farsa, because the thing is, if you get that, oh, whoa.
Oh my lord,
Oh.
Kyle TZ coming in, TYP gets FB.
Wow.
You get that?
Same. I wasn't expecting a kill that early. I mean, hey, Jinx.
Oh, down bottom, Flap TZ got 2 on him, popping and that Firaga armor, Lord JM very low, Zaida as well, can he get out of here? Quad Shadow coming through, retribution by Zaida, help him survive, and he does.
Okay, so this is what we were talking about the last time we saw TNC going up against a Hayabusa with pure poke. Oh, Lord JM's
Lord
gonna get
JM
caught.
with the vengeance and the melty melt.
Oh!
He does not survive. Flap TZ with the clutch. Firaga armor resurrection. And Yaoi here gets caught by Ogwin, looking through one, committing the flicker. All right, you were saying.
The yo-yos were melted.
Yep, and Flap TZ, the Spell Vamp coming in big. That's what we were talking about earlier, just how good Spell Vamp is on this X-Borg. And it's a 50-50, but since there was a bit more assistance there for Flap TZ, it became a little bit more leaning towards his side. The last time TNC Pro Team played this style of lineup against a Hayabusa, that's what we discussed that TNC Pro Team should watch out for, that the Hayabusa will not hesitate to dive in the mid lane, make sure that they can get the mid laner or Yaoi, the roamer, and then just snowball from there. Since Kyle TZ was able to get the first kill relatively quickly, TNC Pro Team, I think they just got heat checked now with this combo.
Yeah, didn't it? It felt like it was so quick when that first blood happened, and then they didn't let up on the gas, and they still made that play in the bottom side. So that amount of pressure also leads into some extra gold going in the pockets from these turrets going down.
Aaron Marion, you mentioned this, that Falcons, they succeed whenever they don't have to think too much. Instincts tell you to come in, take the kill, roll with it, and that's what happened in that bottom lane gank.
That's what we loved about this Falcons roster in the road to becoming world champions. When they were AP Bren, it just seems like the game flowed naturally through them. It's like they didn't need to think, they just needed to do.
It's like they were born to play MLBB.
Natural athletes.
Natural
The best
athletes.
natural athletes. Pure athletes in the game.
And you saw, oh, hold on, arrow's gonna land, but Owen is there.
Feathered airstrike, the response. Yaoi gets knocked up and taken down. Shadow kill committed by Kyle TZ, opening up this turtle coming up in 10.
Yeah, the turtle's coming up. You got a swing here from Zaida, but he's gonna be a little bit too late. I don't think you actually want to fight that. So it's unfortunate, you know, when you have a Valentina across from you and she's using your own ultimate, that feathered airstrike against you, zoning you out. They now have to go ahead and recollect themselves to see if they can contest the turtle, but if they're going to be late.
Turtle number 2, the response. SOD, no one home. Kyle TZ secures. Kozen ain't pressing that button. Ain't no risks here taken by the Phoenix. Falcons secure.
Great kick away by Ogwin onto Zaida so that he wouldn't be in retribution range. And I think the lineup that Falcons have built up for themselves here, they were going into this game number 1 with the Selena in mind. They picked the Cho early on. They have Hayabusa to wreck through the back line and have an easy access for the Farsa. And of course, you dead lane the CC. going up against an X-Borg, this was premeditated. Falcons went into this thinking about this playstyle for TNC Pro Team, and they've responded to it well enough.
It's crazy. You call it a bird's eye view.
It is. It's the bird's eye view, and part of that has garnered themselves this lead this early on. Oh, they might pull the trigger here.
They're collapsing.
Whoa!
Big four-man knockup by Ogwin. Zyda goes. Lord JM2. The response by Lancy. A defensive feathered airstrike. In comes Kozin. Flapteezy's gonna bite it. Yowie gets the kill. In comes the cavalry. The reinforcements. Kyle Teasy throws out some shadows, letting Kozin and Yowie get away.
Falcons, what a call to go ahead and invade. And yeah, with a high pressure style of roamer in the hands of Ogwin, the last time TNC Pro Team used this lineup, they were up against a Bataan that was a little bit more passive. So of course Falcons will take control. They knew they had to take control, and now TNC Pro Team will have to play on the defense. The unfortunate thing for them is, with the lineup centered around a tanky roamer, defense isn't exactly their strong suit. They'll have to rely a lot on Lancy and Kozin here.
Yeah, you can see the gap already happening here between the junglers for Zyda and Kyle. And he has quite a bit of lead just because obviously he's able to put a little more pressure with Hayabusa, and Zyda needs to build up on this Voxio a little bit more. But I don't know if they're going to really be able to contest even this last turtle. It should be just 3 for 3 for Team Falcons unless TNC can do something. It might be better for them just push that tier 1 in the bottom, and it looks like they're going to do that because look how quick this turtle's going out.
Few with a massive feathered airstrike zoning out all of TNC, allowing for County to secure the turtle with no retribution spent.
This is the Falcons we've known for a long time.
The answer by TNC, Lancy with a preemptive feathered airstrike, 2 arrow thrown out by Yowie to no avail.
Oh, retro use.
Uh-oh, Ogwin kicking away Zyda. Can they stop this forward movement by TNC? TNC taking it slow.
Good call for Ogwin to kick. Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to follow that up. So interesting. I mean, look at this already, Redmar. You already have a nice lead for Team Falcons. They're pretty far ahead from this. What's TNC got to do to get back in the game?
They're going to have to base it off of, well, Yowie getting a really good Abyssal Arrow. Good, honest team fight might not go well for TNC Pro Team. I think this is one of the scenarios they'll have to leverage a late entry by Kozin. But since Lord JM already suffered 2 early deaths, might be too much to ask. They might have to play with this from the defensive, really.
Ooh. Ogwin and Few trying to take that flank from the left as the rest of Falcons barrel away at this tier 2 down bottom. Purple might be in jeopardy as Ogwin finds one in the kick. The answer by Lancy, feathered airstrike. Purple going down, Zyda as well following through. Lord JM at the tip of the Zaman Force folds at the hands of the Bulletproof.
Man, again, it's just everything is on point. I know one of the keys to victory here was clear a path, and that's exactly what Team Falcons is doing.
That's what Ogwin and Few have been doing with the show and Farsa. And good thing we got the Infinix hand cam up during that sequence. You got to see just how fast Kyle Teasy plays this Hayabusa. So thanks again to Infinix for the hand cam to highlight the young phenom.
And as this tier 2 now in the mid lane will fall, TNC, it looks like they're struggling here. Zyda does jump in, no arrow.
Backshow Unite into 1. Feathered airstrike by Lancy, barreling away. Lord JM here got that last insanity on him. Flapteezy bouncing through. Does not pursue.
All that for, they get the shield. You know, that's what they were working for mid lane. And they can pretty much just brute force themselves into that with this kind of lead.
Yeah, Falcons here also has a secret set tool. The fire stakes of the X-Borg actually is something that Zyda and Lord James have to watch out for when they decide to go and dive. Just when you think you'd be able to get away, you'll get pulled back by the fire stakes, and that's exactly what happened to Zyda there. Falcons will get this Lord without a problem as TNC Pro Team are not healthy enough to contest it. The Farsa only has 1 item. It goes back to a Farsa game we had earlier in the season where it will be up to Lancy and TNC Pro Team to help Lancy farm up, because 3 core items on the Farsa is the timer for TNC Pro Team.
Yeah, but even with that timer, one of the problems here is this Selena now, again, you know, even with just in the roam position, you've only got that enchanted talisman. If you're not landing your arrows, then what kind of value do you bring to the table, especially in a base defense?
Not to mention Lord JM, the other shining hope that we had for TNC to be a frontliner for the Phoenix Army. She's met her natural predator, the X-Borg. We just haven't seen X-Borg in a while, which is explaining why Lord JM can't put up a front.
Yeah, it's really difficult for him, and now the base defense, a feathered airstrike already dropped down. Few still holding on to his own. Lord makes its way now in the bottom side, and Flap will lead this charge in. We'll see if they punch it in. Feathered airstrike.
Here's the Island of More Kids
Wow.
one. The kick by Ogwin. Down goes Zyda. Turn gonna be following through. Lord JM falls. So does Yowie. Two defenders left. Cozen and Lancy. An end angle for the Falcons. Can they do this? TNC holding on. The base just crumbles. Quick as that. Game 1 goes to Falcons PH.
And Team Falcons will soar higher right now against the Phoenix in Game 1, a decisive one at that, nearly at 10 minutes.